What is going on, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to make Windows 11 look almost identical to Windows 7. I know a lot of us really miss the old look of Windows 7, and Windows 11 is just absolutely obnoxious. I got a fresh install of it here on a virtual machine, and I have the same setup done on my host machine here, but I just wanted to show you guys how to do it. Um, in the description below, you're going to find quite a few links. You're going to want to download them. Now, just a disclaimer, we are using two payware programs, Windows Blinds 11 and Windows or and Start 11. These are payware. They come with a 30-day free trial. I highly recommend them. I think it's about $15 to buy both. 15, $20, and they're really worth it. And if you want your Windows 11 to look like 7, and you don't want to brick your system, and you also want it to work after an update, this is by far the best way to do it. Um, so I recommend just biting the bullet if you're really passionate about making your system look like Windows 7. It's unfortunate that Microsoft has made us go to this extent just to have a clean, polished operating system. But this is kind of the point we're at now, and because I don't really know anyone who really likes the Windows 11 UI. But apart from that rant, we're going to get started here. So I have this folder here called Windows 11 s 7, and in here I have some stuff. And the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to start by installing Explorer Patcher. Explorer Patcher is a open source program that pretty much gets the um, Windows Explorer and the taskbar back to the way it was in Windows 10. So let's go ahead and get that started here. And our screen's going to go black for a second. That's totally normal. It's just restarting Windows Explorer. And as you can see, just with that, we have our taskbar and our start menu left side of the screen. This is just telling you it's downloading some required stuff from Explorer Patcher. Next, what we're going to do is now that we've installed Explore Patcher and this is the start menu is back on the left side of the screen where it belongs, what we're going to do is we're going to right click and press Properties, and that's going to open up a new window, Explore Patcher. Now, first thing I'm going to conquer is the stupid Windows 11 context menu. I haven't met anyone that likes this. It's so out of place and it's just not Windows. So first thing I'm going to do to get the old legacy Windows 10 context menu back is what we're going to do is we're going to go to File Explorer and we're going to disable the Windows 11 context menu and check that. Next thing I'm going to do here is in the control interface. This is in Windows Explorer. So if I go ahead and open an instance of Explorer, this is the control interface it's talking about, and we want the ribbon. So we're going to set Windows 7 command bar. Now that that's done, we are going to restart File Explorer. And we're going to go ahead and open Windows Explorer. And as you can see now, we have the legacy menu up here, and that's what we're looking for. So we can go ahead and close Explorer. And as you can see as well, the context menu is now gone. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back into taskbar and we are going to show search box. We're just going to put that to hidden. That gets rid of that. Now we're going to get rid of this here, and this is called task view. So we are going to go to, it's just under taskbar, show task view button. You're going to uncheck that, and now it's gone. Um, and that is about it, other than one more thing, where you see combine taskbar icons on primary taskbar. You're going to click this and set it to always combine, and that's going to give you the Windows 7 style where they're always like this and they're combined, the tasks on the taskbar. That's as far as I go in this step. You can go ahead and play around with some other stuff in Explore Patcher if you like. I've never had a problem with it, but once again, Explore Patcher is changing the Windows Explorer. So just maybe create a system recovery point or a system restore point before using Explore Patcher. But I know a lot of people have used it and have never had issues. But just remember that Explore Patcher is third-party software and use at your own risk. But I've used it a lot and never had an issue. We're now done with Explore Patcher for the rest of this video, and also just make sure your taskbar style is set to Windows 10 right here. Sometimes it doesn't change it, so just make sure it's set to Windows 10. Just before we go any further, I just wanted to show everyone that this is completely legitimate copy of Windows 11. I'm running Windows 23 H2. And if I just go into my activation, you also need a fully activated legitimate copy of Windows 11 as well. It can be Home or Pro, Enterprise, doesn't matter, but it needs to be activated. Okay. Next thing, what we're going to do is we're going to go back into this folder and we are going to install Windows Blinds 11. So we're just going to go ahead and work on that and get that running. And I know that you could run all these at once, but I just like to do it one by one just to make sure everyone's on the same page. Just keep it simple for everyone. So let's agree to that. Installed, as I said, this is a payware software, so you can either purchase a product key. I'll click on this and um, just see here. So yeah, you can purchase Windows Blinds 11 for $28.99, and I highly recommend it because it is the best way to get your computer and have skins on your computer. So I highly recommend that, and I also highly recommend Start 11. Now, Start 11 is also payware. You can use OpenShell or Classic Shell, but Classic Shell is nowhere near as good as OpenShell, or Classic Shell and OpenShell are nowhere near as good as Start 11. So I highly recommend just biting the bullet if you're passionate about this and purchasing a license key. It's a really good program. I'm going to go ahead and start my 30-day free trial, and let me put my email in here. And I will just go ahead and verify that. Okay, so now Windows Blinds 11 has been activated. And I was just using a 10-minute mail address there. So if you know about that email address, it doesn't really matter. Right now I'm going to close Windows Blinds 11. We're going to start 11. Okay, and we're going to start another 30-day free trial here. And yeah, so you can use a 30-day free trial. Now, if you're going to do all this work, yeah, you enjoy the 30-day free trial, but after that, it won't work anymore unless you buy a license. So just a disclaimer on that. We're going to make sure this is set to left aligned here and press OK. And I'm just going to turn this off for now and minimize the Start 11 configuration. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and we're going to go ahead and go into the Start menu and we are going to type in Windows Blinds, or you can just type in Blinds 11. Stardock sometimes. Stardock Windows Blinds 11 right here because the Windows search is just terrible nowadays. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to press download more styles, and the theme we're looking for is Arrow 11 by Simplex Designs. You can go ahead and press download. And this is the best Windows Arrow theme I have found. It is perfect. It works really well. And as soon as we activate this theme in Windows Blinds, it's going to look a lot more like 7. We still have some other work to do for customization, but this is going to be pretty bang on. And you could honestly leave it at this, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go a little bit further. So now that that's installed, we're just going to press here and press apply style. And we'll get a Windows 7-like interface popping up in a second here. And if it doesn't work when you press apply style there, that's just a bug in the program. You can go to Arrow 11 in the styles menu. And I like Twilight, but you can pick whatever theme you want. I'm going to pick Twilight though. And then we are going to, it just gives it a lot more blue. It looks a lot more like 7 to me, but clear. These are all really good color themes. So you can mess around with that yourself. And I'm just going to press apply style to desktop. You can just press yes here. This is going to tell you that it's not going to skin Google Chrome because Google Chrome is now a modern UI app. So you can just press yes. So this theme is not going to apply to Chrome or any modern UI app. Okay, so we now have Windows Blinds 11, Arrow 11 theme installed. We're going to go ahead and minimize this. And now if we open up our start menu, you're going to see that this is still popping up in the middle, and this is still the Windows 11 start menu. But I want to fix this issue here. So if we're going to close Windows Explorer, we're going to open it back up. And now that that's refreshed, we have our uh, awesome Windows 7 back and forth buttons here. Now, there has been a couple issues with this theme, and I'm just going to show you right now how to fix it. So sometimes it seems to be gotten a lot better recently, but sometimes you might have to change the scaling in your computer. So let's go ahead and change the scale and make sure it's set to 100%. If it's set to 125, it might look a little bit weird. So if it's set to 100%, you should be okay. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go to start 11. Okay, so now that I'm in start 11, it just took a couple seconds to load in, so I just decided to cut that out. You can pick the start menu you want. So we want Windows 7 style, and this is classic Windows 7 menu, but you can also do like a modern style. This is, I think an updated version of the Windows 7 style. You can do Windows 11. You can pick a bunch of styles that you like, but in this video, we're going to be doing the classic Windows 7, so that's the one I'm going to pick. And then you can also change the start menu image if you'd like. We're going to make sure this is set to left aligned, which it is. Uh, and you can go ahead and click through this if you want, but pretty much the way it is as default is good. So we can close start 11 now. And if we open up the start menu, you're going to notice we have a very familiar look. And this is the Windows the Start 11 version of the Windows 7 Start menu, and it looks almost perfect. Um, just so you know, if you click here, you can always get back to the Windows 11 Start menu if you ever needed to. I'm gonna actually just unpin that from the Start menu because I don't want it there, and I'm gonna unpin all this stuff. Oh, I don't want to uninstall Notepad. Whoops. I'm just gonna unpin all this stuff just for now, just to make sure that our Start menu is super clean just for the video. So we're starting to look a lot more like Windows 7 now. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we are going to grab this image here, and this is the Windows 7 wallpaper. We're going to go to our C drive and we're just going to place it in here just to make sure it never goes away. And we're going to go ahead and press continue just to make sure it stays in there and Windows will always be able to find it. We're going to right click it with our legacy context menu, set as desktop background, and there we go. So now we have the Windows 7 desktop background. That looks pretty good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is we are going to get the Windows 7 sounds going because Start 11 does not include, or Windows Blinds does not do our sounds. And this program is a open source program I found on GitHub. It makes it very easy to change the system sounds. It's called Sound Manager. So you're just going to right click or double click it and install it. Press yes to UAC. Press next, just agree with it. And we have our Windows 7 progress bar there. It's really Start 11. Windows Blinds makes this super easy, and you just heard the 11 sound play. So now what we're going to do is we're going to press. So this prompt is going to come up from Sound Manager, and it's going to say, "Would you like to download some sound schemes to my music?" You're going to press yes, and we're going to wait. It's going to open up this box here. You're going to click here under Windows, under the check boxes here, and you're going to press where it says main. Click this to expand it. Uncheck Windows 11 and check Windows 7 and Vista, and press OK. And it's going to ask if you want to load it. Just press yes. And now our Windows 7 and Vista sounds have been loaded. So for example, log off sound, here's our sound. And I'll just go ahead and demo this here. If I go ahead and lock the computer, plays that classic Windows 7 sound. So that is all set now. There's our logon sound. I'll show you an air sound quickly. Okay, so now we have the system sounds working. Next thing we're going to do is change the cursors. What you're going to do is hold Windows and R on your computer, and then you're going to type main.cpl in the run dialog. Press pointers. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to open up the root to the C drive in Windows Explorer, and we're going to copy and paste 7 busy and 7 working in background.ani into the C drive. And that's just so they never go missing and Windows can always find them. Now what we're going to do is we're going to change working in background. You're going to press browse. You're going to press this PC, local disk, and working in background, you're going to select that cursor. Now there's that arrow cursor applied right there. And then we'll change this, the busy one to 7 busy and just press apply and okay. Okay, so now our cursors have been changed. Now we're going to change the branding. Now, this does involve modifying system DLL files. So if you're a little bit sketched out about that, I wouldn't recommend it. And the only thing this is going to do is when we go to WinVer, it'll show us having Windows 7 here. And if that's not a deal breaker to you, then don't do this. But I want to go for the full transformation here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so now that WinArrow Tweaker is installed, first thing we're going to do is we're going to search for a tweak and we're going to type take control. And you're just going to press add, take ownership, context menu to files and folders. Now we can go ahead and minimize WinArrow Tweaker for now. And what we're going to do is we're going to go back into our branding in the C drive, right click the branding and press take ownership. This is going to allow ownership of these files. Press enter in the Windows 11 to 7 directory and drag them into the branding folder in the C drive. And it's going to ask if you want to replace, just say replace in destination. We can go ahead and minimize both these Explorer windows. And now if we open up WinVer, we have the old Windows flag and it says Windows 10, but I actually think this looks a lot better with the old Windows flag. I did not design this branding, but it looks really good in this installation. And yeah, so that is now done. Okay, so now we're going to close both these Explorer windows. We're going to go back into Windows 11 to 7, and we are going to set up some icons. So what we're going to do is we're going to go folder and we're going to throw the icons that we want onto the desktop for now. So I want the My Computer icon, which is right here. I'm going to drag that onto the desktop, and that is DDORES 2102. I also want to change the Windows Explorer icon, which is in here somewhere. There's a bunch of icons if you want to go around and change everything as well. So I want image res 1023, which is the old Explorer icon. And I also want to change the recycle bin. And with the way I'm going to do that, so I'm just going to quickly look through these files. So I see the recycle bin. I want the Windows 7 recycle bin. Here we go. So image res 54 and image res 55. So we're going to go ahead and drag those onto the desktop. And we're going to go ahead and close this folder now. Now we're going to go back into Windows Explorer and go into right click. So I just went to this PC in Windows Explorer, and this is completely optional, but I just like to do it. I like to right click rename and just name the computer just like it was named in Windows 7. Okay, we're going to paste all these icons in our local disk just so Windows always has a place to recognize them and they don't get moved around. I don't think you're going to go into local disk and be modifying files, so this is probably the safest place for them. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go here to the start menu, press settings, and we're going to type in desktop icons, and you're going to go to themes and related settings. Scroll all the way down to desktop icon settings. It's going to open up a legacy command prompt settings window here. And what you're going to do is we're going to change these. So we're going to go to the recycle bin full, press change icon, press browse, go to the C drive, and pick the recycle bin full, which is right here, and press OK. So now that has been changed right there. We're going to change recycle bin empty, so change icon, go back to the C drive. Now what we're going to do is we're going to change computer. So change icon, browse, and that's going to be in the C drive right there. Press OK. Now you're going to go ahead and press apply and OK. And now, as you can see, we have our old recycle bin icon changed here. And if I go ahead and empty the recycle bin, refresh the desktop, it does change as well. Now I want to change the Windows Explorer icon. The way I'm going to do that is just right click on the Windows Explorer on the taskbar, and then right click File Explorer again and press Properties. It's going to open up File Explorer Properties. Now what you're going to do is we're going to press Change icon right here. We're going to navigate to the C drive again. And we're going to go ahead and click on that old Windows Explorer ICO file. So just go ahead, press open, press OK, and then press apply, and press OK. Now if we close, okay, so I'm going to show you what just happened. So I'm going to unpin this for now, the Windows Explorer icon, and pretty much the icon wasn't changing. So what I did was I went into the Start menu and I typed in File Explorer. And I saw that the File Explorer icon changed in the Start menu because it changes the icon everywhere. So then what I did was I right-clicked on it and it created the shortcut onto the desktop. And then I simply just ran File Explorer and I saw that it was showing up here in the taskbar. So then I right-clicked on it and pressed Pin to taskbar. And now we have our File Explorer taskbar icon set up the way it was before with the old icon. So pretty happy about the. Okay, so now you guys are going to notice that we have done everything in this folder. So we can actually delete this Windows 11 folder now, and you can change the rest of the icons. Like if you wanted to, you could go ahead and change like your user icon or whatever you like. But I'm not going to go and do that. What I'm going to do now is if I right click and also you'll notice with Explore Patcher, you get a lot more taskbar menus. Before you only get the task manager. I'm not even sure what the other one is, but you can even move the taskbar around in Windows 11 now with Explore Patcher, so that's pretty cool. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up WinArrow Tweaker, and the reason bar is because if I open the Task Manager, you're going to notice it's a completely different task manager than what we used to have, and I really hate this task manager. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the old one back. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to we're going to search for that tweak again called Take Ownership, and I'm just going to turn it off just to avoid any future security issues. And now what we're going to do is we are going to go down and we are going to go all the way down until we find all these classic apps. So we want Classic Task Manager and MS Config, and you're going to go ahead and click this link, and it's going to open up the WinArrow Tweaker website. You're going to scroll down just a little bit, and it's going to tell you where to download it. So you're just going to navigate to the following website. And the download will be right here. This big green button. I know it looks like it might be a scam, but it's not. Just click that. And it's going to open up the zip, or you're going to download the zip. We can pull that onto our desktop, open it up, and run this executable file here. And this is just the Windows 10 task manager that's been ported over for Windows 11 by the people at WinArrow Tweaker. So we can go ahead and run this. And I'm just going to uncheck all these boxes here. And as you can see, it created the desktop shortcut. If you don't want that, you can just right click and delete it. It's not going to affect anything. And now if we go to Windows R, type task manager.exe right here, it's going to open up the legacy task manager, like the Windows 10 one, which is a lot better than the Windows 11 task manager. So I'm happy we got that. Perfect. And also if you ever wanted to like right click and start the task manager from the taskbar, still the Windows 10 one. So the Windows 11 one is now gone. Next thing I'm going to do is we're going to get our Windows 7 desktop gadgets. So we're going to go ahead back into WinRarrow Tweaker, press the Get Desktop Gadgets icon, scroll down, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to get the installer from this link, download the sidebar. You scroll down. And here's the download link right here. It's a little bit different than the other one, but you can just click this. It's going to open up the downloads, and we're going to get another zip file. We just go ahead and run this application. Yes. English. Next. 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 And now we got our classic Windows 7 gadgets here. Now, as you can see, this looks a little bit weird, but it's okay. So we can go ahead and get the CPU meter, calendar, whatever kind of gadgets you guys liked on Windows 7. We can also bring them back up here, and also the weather. This one's saying cannot. It seems like the gadget or the server that used to host the weather doesn't work anymore, so the weather um, gadget doesn't work, but the rest of them do. So the clock, all this stuff works fine. I don't know if this news still works. Probably no. Okay. So that's just from Microsoft disabling it on their end. We can't do anything about that, but that is all the gadgets there. We're going to go ahead and install the classic notepad, because if we go ahead and run the Windows 11 notepad, it has tabs, kind of like Windows Explorer did before Explorer Patcher, and I really don't like that. So there's no reason for tabs in Notepad, in my opinion. I hate the modern. I don't know why I can't make a new tab. Let's like type something in here. Can I now make a new tab? Seems like Notepad is not working, but okay. Anyways, we're gonna get the classic Notepad here, and the way you do that, just like the other two, you're gonna press Get Classic Notepad in WinRarrow Tweaker. And scroll down a little bit until we find the following website. Scroll down, download Notepad. It's gonna open up another zip. You can just go ahead and double click it. Yes, and we're gonna run the installer here. And now what you need to do is open settings. So just follow these prompts. So open settings. And then we're gonna go in the settings app to app execution aliases right here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to Notepad, and we're going to turn it off so that we use the old Notepad. So you're just going to turn this off right here. And then we can go ahead and press next, create a desktop icon, sure. And we're going to run the old Notepad, and here it is. So that looks a lot better. And I will just prove to you that this works. So we'll go ahead and just minimize this for a second. Delete this. And if I just go ahead and run Notepad, Notepad Classic is here, and also Notepad, the new version is here. But if you want to run notepad.exe, it's going to open up the classic one for you. So now we got the classic Notepad installed. Now we're going to install classic sticky notes. So once again, we're in WinRarrow Tweaker, classic sticky notes here. We're going to go down till we find that download link right here. Scroll down again, download sticky notes. Open the zip, run the installer. Great, classic sticky notes have been installed now. So if I type sticky, we get sticky notes classic right here. So we can just go ahead and make a new sticky note. Perfect. Okay. Now I don't care about paint. Now, I don't know if you guys want the calculator. I actually like the calculator in Windows 11, so I'm going to keep it, but the process would be the same to install the classic calculator as well. But I am going to install Windows Photo Viewer just for the nostalgic here, so we're going to activate it. Okay, so now we have set all the default photo extensions to run with Windows Photo Viewer. So if I go ahead and open up, for example, the Windows 7 wallpaper, it's going to open up a Windows Photo Viewer. Perfect. So we're starting to look really good now. I don't care about the classic paint. I don't really care about any of these other classic apps, so I'm just going to leave it as that. Now, the next thing, what we're going to work on, one of the last things actually, is these sliders. We want the Windows 7 volume and we want the Windows 7 volume slider back. And the way we're going to do that is the classic volume sliders back. And it's no longer possible with WinArrow Tweaker, but I'll show you what we're going to get for here. And that is this slider here, or the classic volume mixer, which you can still open if you just go to open volume mixer. The way we're going to do that is we are going to go into Edge and we are going to install the program called Classic Volume Control for Windows 11. And it's right here. Let's scroll down a little bit and we're going to press download Classic Volume Control for Windows 11. It's just another third-party software that wasn't linked in the WinArrow Tweaker. And we're going to go ahead and run this executable. Agree to it. And now after you've ran the classic volume control program from WinArrow Tweaker, you're going to go ahead and click down here and think, oh, it didn't work. But you actually got to press here and press show hidden icons, and you're going to right click this, and we're just going to move that volume control over, and we're going to move this one down here. And now we have the classic one right beside it. And the way we're going to get rid of this one is we're just going to right click it and we're going to put it up here so it doesn't show. And now we have the classic right here as well. Okay, and right before I was going to end this video, I also figured out how to get back to the legacy menu to delete this because I just noticed that in Windows 11 you can't, and Microsoft is taking away so much from us by all this customization stuff. And when I tried to go into the control panel to figure it out for you guys, there was an old menu in here called Task for back in the day. Let me find it. It was called taskbar. Yeah, right there, taskbar navigation. But when you try and get into it, it opens the modern settings app and there's no option to disable anything in here. So I was just digging around in Explore Patcher. If you right click properties on the taskbar and then you go to taskbar, and then I know this is a little bit harder to see, and that's just our theme. But what we're going to do is we are going to click on customize system icons or customize notification area icons right there, and it's going to open up the old control panel. And then we can go ahead and click turn system icons on or off. And then we can go to volume and we can just press turn that off. Now it's gone and we just have the classic slider. So that's just a way to get around that. I really can't stand that Microsoft keeps removing all this functionality, but thank God that there's these third-party programs that it's still built into the shell. So that's how we were able to get into it. I just don't know how to do it manually without Explorer Patcher, but that is the way to do it. Another thing I like to do just for retro is I like to change the Microsoft Edge icon to the Internet Explorer icon. And the Internet Explorer icon is just in that folder I provided. I deleted it, so I'm going to quickly go ahead and get that back. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I've got the icons back on the computer here. So what we're going to do is just open this up and we're going to find the Internet Explorer icon, which is just right here. So it's called IE Frame 190. We're going to move that to the desktop. You guessed it. We're going to go back into Windows Explorer and we're going to go ahead so it has a safe place to live. And we're going to right click on Microsoft Edge, press Properties, press Change Icon, Browse. In Windows Explorer, go back to look at this C and click on IE Frame 190 and apply. You're going to need administrator privileges, so just press Continue. It's going to change. And you can also change the way the name shows up just by renaming it on your desktop. So we could say Internet Explorer. And you're going to need admin again, so press Continue. And now that looks really good. And if you want to change it on the taskbar, you can just go ahead and make this a shortcut. And there we go. That looks really convincing. Okay, so now we've completely customized our um, installation here of Windows 11 to look a lot like Windows 7. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope this help was helpful for you. I hope this video was helpful for you, and I hope you enjoy using your Windows 7 or Windows 11 that looks like Windows 7. Have a great day and take it easy.